All right, now we're going to look at creating an assessment and restricting that with a password, and I'm going to show you how to name the assessments and how to ensure that you have both a short-term and a longer-term password so that it's much easier to be able to support students who need access to a test beyond the deadline. So the first thing that I'm going to do is create a new assessment. And it can either be an exam or practice. I'm just going to leave this as an exam. The title is going to be, let's see if I can move this over. Nope. Attendance Class 2, Password Class 2, due by noon, June 11th, because this is for class that's going to actually happen on June 10th. So students will have the password and the due date all right within the name of the assessment. So it's really easy for them, and they don't have to say, I don't know what the password is, I don't know when it's due, because that's one of the difficulties that can happen with the password tests. So I'm going to click Next. Here's where you can set an exam time. How long do you want to give them? This is just a simple yes/no. I'm going to give them 15 minutes and allow them to take it one time. Then I'm going to finish. Once I've created this, now it's in draft mode, which means that students are not able to see it, and I can continue to work on it. So this is also why assessments do not require being created in the staging classroom like assignments do, because you can leave them in draft mode and you can publish them right when you need them. So I'm going to assign a short answer. No, true, false. This is just going to be a yes or no. And I verify that I attended or watched the recording in its entirety for the class occurring on June 10th, 2014. So it's either a true or a false. True is obviously the right answer. This is what you want them to come in and do for an attendance type quiz. And I'm going to finish. Now, to be able to set up the password, I actually have to publish it. So normally I could just hold off on publishing this yet. Students can't take it until it's open. So publishing an assessment early, whenever it's got a restricted time, is not quite as bad because they can't see it anyway. So I'm going to go ahead, publish, and I'm going to say that this is a restricted access test, so they have to have their password to be able to take that. And it's going to automatically assign the grading period. I'm going to say it's definitely a gradebook entry, and it's part of the attendance grade. So they get 100 points for taking this test. And where do I want it to be? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this on the June 2nd page, and it's telling me it's not published. Students won't be able to see it, and that's just fine because I'm working ahead. So I'm going to leave it up at the top, out of the way, and I'm going to finish. Now it's asking me, there's two types of passwords, one for taking the test, one for reviewing the test. I'm going to add the password for taking it, and that password I said was Class 2. And I'm going to allow them to take that anytime from June 10th. The class begins at 1 o'clock, so I will let them take it from then until June 11th at 12 p.m. And then I'm going to save that. Now, the other thing that I will recommend that you do, now that's the first time, but we always have those students who say I forgot, or I was sick, or we had to go to my grandma's house, and I watched it and I forgot to take the test. So I want to have some sort of a convention that only I know about, that's easy for me to remember to be able to tell students. So this is attendance test 2, something like that. Um, Something that I will be able to tell them, or just attendance test 2 makeup. That's what we'll do. And then that one can be used anytime. Now, students don't know that this is available anytime, so if a student comes to me and says I missed it, then I can say I'm going to open it up. I'm going to let you take it tomorrow. And I can give them this password and let them go in and take it. So I can save that, and now there's 2 different passwords, one that's limited and one that can be used anytime. You can also set up a review password if you'd like. Otherwise, students will be able to take it as soon as the test is closed. So we're going to create a review password. Attendance test 2 review that's open anytime, so that as soon as they've taken it, they can view the right answer, because I'm not really concerned about whether or not they view the right answer. You can limit that. And again, they have to have the password to be able to view their answers. So once that's set up, then there it is, and it's restricted, so they will be able to see, when they see the list of assessments, that there is attendance class 1, attendance class 2. They can see the password for them, they can see when they're due, and then they can come in and take the test if they'd like. Now, the nice thing about not having, see, with it restricted, you don't see a due date. You don't have to manually open it back up for students, and they see it as restricted, so they don't know if there are other students coming in and taking it. So it gives you a lot of control and a lot of flexibility over allowing your students to be able to come in if they have a valid reason to be able to need to have it opened back up again, without a significant amount of effort on your part.